Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane, Master Propaganda Hero, Strike Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to 2 vs 2 on Vaux Farmlands. In the west, it's ImperialDane himself and Furyo fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, forming up the Feldherrn Halle Panzergrenadier versus in the east, it's Lino and Crossfire fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps here with Armoured Assault, double Special Rifle Command as well. Then we got for the rest of the other one, Urban Defense, Soviet Shock Army, and Tank Hunter, with me going straight into German Infantry, Furyo with Jaeger Infantry, Elite Troops, and Jaeger Armor. A lot of infantry bulletins here. There are more Panzer Grenadiers there for Furyo, and a mix of Stormtroopers and Panzer Grenadiers for me, with a bit of Panzerfaust, because Panzerfaust range is pretty handy. Grenadier MD42 start here in the south, Furyo moving ahead with Pioneers, double Pioneers MD42 in fact. Conscripts securing territory here, Engineers securing territory there. Strafniki out here for Crossfire, with more conscripts on the way there for Lino. So we got a rapid deployment here across the field, as men are setting out swiftly. So a bit of quiet there. MD42 moving out, Pioneers securing territory, Grenadiers MD42 moving there, staying together. Engineers slightly moving up here in the south, conscripts moving ahead here in the further south. Sandbags up here. Note, by the way, if there's anything a bit weird here in terms of sound, but also in terms of my plays, because I had some technical issues yesterday, where basically, due to some stuff with trying to figure out how drive was supposed to work, a lot of things went wrong. Sound drivers also slightly went off, so there might be some issues there. But also, my headset died, so I'm kind of operating with another one, and during the match I had to make do with a backup one, which was kind of rubbish, which is a bit confusing for me as well, to be honest. So I might make some misplays here in this one, because again, I'm just sort of slightly on edge due to the technical issues and the headset not quite there being what I'm used to. Got Scout Car rushing out there for Crossfire though, setting out for the glory of the Soviet Union. And likely they'll be on there as well for Lino, so very aggressive plays there. Grenadiers here trying to deal with Engineers in the south, flanking up, then forward to come up here. Scout Car's going to rush straight ahead. Here we got Pioneers securing the northern field point. And we got the Scout crossing, going straight for the MD42. Grenadiers trying to come up, need to retreat. Then MD42 in the south. Grenadiers here as Engineers. Further south here, Lino and Furyo there continue to fight out. Here, MD42 repositioning. I'm trying to catch you, but this is a bit of a mistake I'm making, to be honest. But again, my decision-making process is slightly impaired due to all the previously aforementioned things. So yeah, made a bad call. The machine gun wiped out. Grenadiers moving up here in the south. Continue fighting here between Lino and Furyo. Grenadiers almost right. MD42 the suppressing the conscripts there. Pioneers setting out note with double layers of barbed wire here in the sandbags. Scout crossing further northwards. Pioneers a bit on their own. Grenadiers trying to move in here from the south to stop that. With the 3rd Grenadiers put out for me. More Penal Troopers here for Crossfire. Lino here setting his scout code seems like northwards. So that way hit me twice with 2 of them, which could be quite uncomfortable. Pioneers forced to retreat. Furyo in the meanwhile moving south of northwards there from deep south. Grenadiers are going for the scout car, trying to finish off. We got the 2nd scout coming in there. Grenadiers all low on health. More counts go away there for Lino. So, interesting enough, he's only gone for the Special Rifle Command for the Scout guy. And there go, Grenadiers to retreat. The Scout retreating. But here, Penal Troopers on the route. Plus the Scout here. And the Grenadier squad to white, meaning I've just lost an MD42 and now a Grenadier squad as well here in the first 4 minutes of the game. A pretty brutal start, and certainly highlights just how dangerous it can be with Scout cars and whatnot. Particularly in team games where again they can just quickly say gang up on you. So, if you're suddenly caught wrong-footed, I mean, you can quickly suffer some heavy casualties. Right there, my start has been pretty rough. My decision in this case is to quickly go for the light to make a nice company and try and push out 2-2s. I could try and replace more infantry, but the thing is, A, the map is large and vast. There's a lot of scout cars about, and 2-2s at this point, 2-2s that is, would be much, I think, better suited in my opinion. So try and regain control. I can always then follow up with infantry, but unless I certainly put out some bigger threats for the scout cars to deal with, I could likely just find myself losing them again. So, in this case, I'm opting for a more mobile strategy to, counteract the Russians or the Soviets. Highly mobile strategy as well. Their Pioneers laying down sandbags, caught here by the conscripts as Lino there strikes with the full force of the Soviet Union. I'm moving into the try and support here, at least cover up his flank from the north a bit. Panzerfaust fudges up there, so at this point I'm really having a nice evening. And things aren't quite working out for me at all. In the south here, conscripts are Grenadiers, heavy skirmishing in the south, further south, Grenadiers, there's a Panzerfaust, and that scout cut, that one at least goes off. And of course at this point I have to inform Furyo that sadly I can't assist because my Panzerfaust bugged up. But there you go, got a 2-2 on the way there. That is my best bet at the moment. So try and turn this around again and go for another one pretty rapidly after the first one. And in this case, double 2-2s is exactly what I want. Scout here doing some heavy damage to the retreating MD-42, backed up appeals with a huge horde of counters here from Lino. Absolutely brutal start here, with heavy casualties for both me and Furyo. First 2-2 that has arrived, other Grenadiers there in a pretty poor state as well, but again I need to push everything on the scout cars and whatnot. So there you go, 2-2 setting up, Penal Tools more on the way there for Crossfire, putting up a 4, and we got a Doctor for Lino. It is Tank Hunter and Armoured Assault. Not don't really see typically in 2vs2's Tank Hunter that is, but clearly Lino's got some plans here to do, flying up behind the country here with the auto cannons, taking into a close range, hoping he doesn't have any anti-tank grenades, and well, I was right. Of course, he now gets access to them. He should be getting access to them soon enough. There you go, moving up here, popping an anti-tank grenade, and straight onto the 2-2. Still, 2-2 doing heavy damage to the country out in the open. Second 2-2 moving in as well. They're further threatening to wipe out the conscripts under a deluge of heavy automated firepower. Country almost being marked out here with the double 2-2s. And can't quite pursue due to the presence of the anti-tank penal troops. I just decided to back off there. Troops moving up here in the centre. I'll move about, and there you go, calling in stormtroopers just to get some sort of infantry immediately out here. In this case, also to cover up the 2-2s, make it hard for him to pursue with the anti-tank penal troopers. In the south here, further skirmishing going on here between Furyo, Lino, and Crossfire. There you go, quick smoke grenade to allow the stormtroopers to fall back nicely and neatly. Up here we got Grenadiers being retreated here by the penal troopers. And to doing northwards here, MD-40 up here with the troops from the south here. The situation for the German army right now is looking pretty hazardous. We got more Grenadiers out here for Furyo, to zooming north to deal with the penal troops, hoping they don't get any anti-tank rifles upgraded, but I have to take risk here. Penal troops moving in there, need to get something to deal with that, but also just get my 2-2 away from them. Meanwhile, Furyo's 2-2 there also in the field, but has run into some troubles there. Storms moving to cover the retreat. Here's the other 2 zooming for the penal troops here. Going for an aggressive pursuit here of the rations. And I should be there to go upgrading my Grenadiers with veteran squad leaders. 2-2 trying to get away, but we've got double scout cars about here, both with flamethrower engineers in it. Up north here, or up by the centre, we got the 2-2s between the Strafniki. Low on health already, almost got a wipe here. Can they land it? Can they land it? Yes. So a bit of a blow there to Crossfire and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. We got the 2-2 being pursued. Now they're into tank grenade off, right as they got the engine fixed. There's some really rubbish luck there for Furyo, who still hasn't chosen the doctrine. He's the only player now with that one. Back here, troops reinforcing, setting out. No healing yet, because again, everything's just going towards the front line. And veteran squad leaders, which are then rely on them to get the actual healing done with German infantry. Plus the stormtroopers to heal themselves. Down here we got conscripts there pushing out into tank rifles as well. Of course, rather at least signaling to Furyo for now that he's gone for that doctrine. I don't quite know yet. So 2-2's meant to fall back here towards the base. Stormtroopers heading out. Could call in more. Could begin calling for Panzer Grenadiers as well. And I go adding some Panzer Grenadier. So right now the Feldherrnhalle Panzer Grenadier is very much in the back foot here. Forced to conduct some pretty risky and aggressive attacks to regain territory, because right now we got next to nothing. We're definitely not getting any of the fuel our opponents are. And there you go. Furyo here going for elite troops, and German infantry. Both stormtrooper doctrines. Though Furyo's with a bit more impact in the late game. Panzer squad almost done. Stormtrooper ahead, using the ditches there to stay at least somewhat. Safe Grenadiers backing up with firepower. Panzer Grenadier ready to do, they're almost good to go as well. Stormtroopers have been quickly focused down below. The Grenadiers a few more hits here on the Stravniki. Ultimately they're forced to fall back. Here's obviously a bit of a lacking position. 2-2s, they're good to go. In the south here, Furyo pushing back there. Lino on the western fields there. Scout hanging back here, and there go 2-2s moving ahead aggressively. Grenadier stormtroopers rolling fire from the anti-tank penal troopers. And we got Furyo here calling in his own stormtroopers and also adding MP40s to them. There you go, trying to get a wipe here in the retreating conscripts with the double 2-2s. I mean, it's an opportunity I should probably try and at least seize, but in this case doesn't quite pan out. Close one for the conscript, threatening them into tank grenades. I cannot afford to get stuck here. And I quickly pop infantry awareness to make sure I don't run into an infantry hiding about there. It's a slightly handy ability, but honestly I wish there was something better. In the south here, Furyo looking to at least cut off the Russian fuel supply before grabbing the fuel as well. Grabbing the 2 points as well is down, well, so far not too far behind. T-70 on the way there for Lino. Crossfire has yet to commit to. In fact, he's going straight for the Mechanized Armor Company. I may try and rush out a T-3485. I've called in additional Panzergrenadier. Basically wanting something to put back against the infantry with. Plus, I mean, in a pinch, I can upgrade with them Panzerschrecks if it becomes necessary to help deal with, any armor. That's kind of a double purpose to that. Plus, on a large map like Vaux Farmlands, I'm a bit more worried about Pack 40, at least at times. So in that regard, the Panzerschrecks in a pinch can go for it. And still, I can always just go for the pack if it becomes deeply necessary, but the Panzergrenadiers just allow me to push harder back at the infantry more immediately, and again, can sort of in a pinch get upgraded into tank infantry, which is still, in that sense, on a map like this, perhaps slightly more handy due to the mobility. But I prefer not to, though, since I do feel like Panzers are better versus infantry. Strafniki and units moving up here. Panzers falling down into the house, at least by some time. Seizing the northern parts of the map here. Me and Furyo has be able to gain back at least a fat chunk of it, and there you go. Oops, shit. Was about to, there you go. Pop bomb grenade here onto the troops bunched up, causing quite a few casualties there. Further up north, got storms with the scout car here. Panzers charging forwards. 2-2s are not moving. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm frantically ordering to get moving, and they're a bit slow about it. For some reason, not quite happening there. Happens at times, I'm afraid. Panzers they focus down the peons there with double assault rifle action. We've got the scout car still moving in. 2-2s finally on the move here. A bit late to the party. Scout car there. At the same time, not pursuing too fast either. Panzers doing the counter to the peons. We've got anti-tank scout conscript coming up as well. Got 7 kills on both scout cars well there. And there you go, a few hits there. Panzers with the 2-2s need to get the devil out of there. Stormtroopers still hiding back with their 2 low on health to really do match. Northern point secured. Point here as well secured. Back here, I am in fact taking up. They're just figuring if they get out some tanks fast, there might be a shot here. And there you go, concussive grenade allowing here through to storm the conscript in the south. Nice play there. 2-2 being repaired, and before holding up here, nicely form up a blocking point that's going to be a bit harder here for Lino to break through. Crossfire still some time away from the T-3045, but he's not too far away either, to be honest, which is the dangerous part. He's not too far off either. 2-2s there waiting repairs again. Going for a Pack 40 just in case. Since I do feel like I have the room to go for it, since even if I'm taking from, I can't get it anyway, so I feel like a Pack 40 is, a decent choice in this case. Plus, I don't have the munitions for the Panzerschrecks anyway, so, again, it was just an option there. And again, if it becomes necessary, I can always just add Panzerschrecks. Controller turning up and then sending young people rest of the retreating engineers here. H-16 on the way there for Lino. Not something you see very often, but it's not like the H-16M is bad. It's just, most people just tend to ignore it. Fixing up the 2-2s up north here. Pioneers on watch. Got the H-16M out. Right, there you go. Just had to quickly check out on something just to make sure the sound hasn't been messed up. But there you go. 2-2 going in for the scout car, charging in after it. Quick use there of the overdrive to try and get out of the reach of the 2-2, but there is no such mercy here from Furyo. And the Feldherrnhalle Panzergrenadier. Panzer's moving up here to charge at the Strafniki. Hold up here. That's pretty much going to be one engagement by them because there's only one window to fire out and there's 8 assault rifles to fire at them. Now, the Feldherrnhalle was sort of an attempt to create a division based around the old SA after that had been disbanded to be replaced by the SS, but still apparently had some troops around them, so he tried to form up. He showed them the elite unit about it, and that became the Feldherrnhalle Panzergrenadier, which was later be upgraded to a Panzer Corps with 2 Panzergrenadiers in and a few other sort of core elements. Comes to the rider by the double Panzergrenadier. Grenadiers joining in, 2-2s moving in as well. Here's 7 kills still on both of them. Big push here from Crossfire through the centre. He's got the T-35 there on the way. Fuel cache up for Furyo. Nice work there. Supports me and him. Dudes push away here from the centre in the south. Further advance here by Lino and his F-6M. Panzergrenadier holding up 2 kills, and we got 9 kills there. Termites down in case of some shenanigans up north. T-35 on the way there for Crossfire, almost done. There we go. That's going to be quite a threat here. As for Furyo, he's got the take up, but yet to get the Cop, and similarly I have yet to get it up either. And with the T-35, I'll likely have to push for a Stug first, no matter what. And before dealing with the conscript joining in here, Pack 40 of course coming up as well. Panzer going to deal here and watch. There goes the Pomacor going up there. Back at base. And again, the 222s to back up Furyo here in the south versus Lino. Run with a bit more additional firepower. We got Penals from in here, T-35 waiting to serve. He's obviously not wanting to reveal it too fast. He wants to surprise me with it. 222 dealing with the comes from the south. There you go. Bit of hitting there. And these moving forwards. Note, of course, they have access to the casualty interrogation ability. Comes they're routed. We can see that Lino is falling back. And there you go. He actually interrogates the opponent there. This is actually one of the few times I've actually seen someone else but me use it. And he's actually using the 2 as a stone. Here's a fun fact. I can actually see the results of it as well. Which actually tells me something's going on there. Which is why I didn't just immediately rush in there once. So hang on. There's a tank there. So just deciding to back off for now. And wait for something a bit armored to and actually I went up for going for a Panzer IV. Of course I don't know he's gone for T-35s, but you know. I really should have gone for a Stug there, but again, I couldn't have known. I probably should have deduced to a degree there's a possibility there for it. Anyways, Panzer there is the penal troopers, both of those going for Panzer IVs. But definitely will go for Stugs once I see the T-35. Bomb grenade here, trying to deal with it. Popping on another grenade as he dodges the first one. He likely won't be able to dodge the second one. He probably won't try. And there we go. Almost got a wipe there. Panzer IV out. Further skirmishing in the south as Furyo is pressuring here Lino. We got 295 as 416. It's enough despite the others who've been able to control the victory points quite nicely. And there you go. Second Panzer IV here this time for Furyo. T-35 charging through the centre. And I regret going for a Panzer IV just a bit. But here we can see Crossfire charging in with his T-35 quite aggressively here. I still got gunners nearby. We got the 2-2s firing at the T-35, actually doing some light damage. Tank 40 there, setting up. And we got the Panzer IV joining. There you go. Quite a few hits on the T-35. Pushing it down to half health. Gunners moving up with Panzerfaust. In fact, double Panzerfausting it. Panzer IV shoots and misses, but still the T-35 has in a matter of moments actually been pushed quite a bit down there in terms of health. And in fact, I can now finish it off there without much issue. And there you go, T-35 kaput. Russischer Panzer zerstört. Stormtroopers there, standing about. And of course now got at least a nice threat to them. Panzer's going to be dealing with the infantry moving from the north, backing out the Panzer IV, opening up the north there fully. In the south here, a bit more of a lost engagement there for Furyo's forced retreats, actually going for more stormtroopers, having apparently lost their previous one. Note, I'm quickly spreading out to secure the 2 points here before going straight for the fuel point, because that way I can at least deny them access to the fuel, since otherwise it's going to take me some time to get the fuel point cut off, well, rendered neutral. South here, Panzer IV pushing back some of Lino's infantry. He's also now going for the Mechanized Armor Company. He's using victory points here and there. 2-2's moving in to bag up here. Both with 8 kills, though notably vastly different amounts of experience gained from it. Big push up here at the Grenadiers. They need to retreat schnell. Stormtroopers probably need some reinforcement. Oh well, some healing somewhere. Quick retreat then, there goes second gunner's got upgrade with the veteran escort leaders. Comes with the Panzer IV, Panzer gun is backing up, 2-2's hanging back here, and there you go. Even got some infantry awareness again, sort of getting an idea there where they're moving about. Fuel cache out there for Crossfire to back himself up and his teammate, though I imagine he's going to try and go for the IS-2 at some point, if not now, so in which case having a fuel cache up to support that is, of course, is a good idea. More troops moving in here from the south, more stormtroopers up for Furyo. He certainly likes to use those, and there's certainly nothing wrong in that. Panzer dealing with the trying his best they can to deal with this. Forced retreat though, and I probably should consider upgrading them with the support package, as that is pretty handy now to support themselves with. And of course, an infantry by there you go. Panzer for some reason actually moved ahead, then got caught up in the anti-tank satchel charge. Thankfully didn't get knocked out. Could have been nasty there. Panzers there closing in. Actually, 3 Pilms right now. Getting hammered with the autocannon and the Panzergrenadier. And there you go. Popping Assault in the hold. Just, get a bit of firepower there in extra. To make sure they did not push it to moving north to deal with the penal troops. And I'm going straight here for the carve point. To let it put pressure on them. Back here, reinforcement. Need to heal up the stormtrooper. Kind of forgot about that. Got more pioneers on the way. Got repair my arm. And there you go. Going for the Stug 3G. And no, Crossfire's not stalling here for the R2. In fact, he's going for a T-35. More, that's very good. There you go. Quickly seizing the point thanks to assault and holds. Even though I don't do much of the assault part, I'm certainly holding stuff. Trying to catch the units in the retreat. Needs to get some damage in there. Got some from the south as well. Punch there very, very close to the A-Slam in the centre. We got engineers holding out the point. We got 2 digits from the north. 14 kills in the L1. Stug 3G almost done. T-35 done there for Crossfire. So it's certainly a bit slow there or behind in fuel. There you go. Sturmgeschütz 3 Aufführung G, gefechtsbereit. Back here, troops reinforcing. Pack 40 on watch. We've got the 2-2s as well. And Furyo has upgraded his stormtroopers with Panzerschrecks. Had a bit of anti-tank firepower there versus, well, the Soviet armor. There he ends up, looks like, losing the stormtrooper squad there with the Panzerschreck, Panther 40, Pack 40 going for it. T-34 76 almost done. We got the T-35 moving in to bag up here. Crossfire by floating a bunch of manpower. Lino's also still. He does get the T-34 76. T-35 was blocking the retreat here of the Panther 4. And he could end up losing here the Panther 4 to the Soviet army. Light anti-tank rifle fire here, popping smoke there. Nice work by Furyo. Up north we got Grenadiers versus Penal Troopers. Penals have just charged into the G-53 wielding Grenadiers, so squat veteran squat with the Grenadiers. Panzer dealing with the Penal Troopers here by the northern munitions. And there we go, we got air support called in here by Crossfire. Panther 4 goes down. Grenadiers are being suppressed. Casualties piling up on both sides. Quick moving in to repair the T-35, Stug moving southwards. And 2-2's also providing some light anti-aircraft support there with autocannons. And I think one of them actually managed to shoot down one of the aircraft. So, that's nice. And I think the Panther 4 might have taken down another. So, yeah. I may not have an Osman, but, I can still saturate the skies with at least some degree of firepower to at least maybe hope to catch something, which it did. Twice. Aircraft crashing down here in the southern road. T-70 destroyed there. I don't think that was the aircraft taking it out, though. Would have been funny if it was, but I don't think it was. T-35 going out there for Crossfire. So players might want to consider getting a support component to bring up some field guns or something else in Crossfire. He's really floating manpower. I can understand he doesn't want to call in more infantry, but support weapons would be a good idea. Maybe some more field caches, just not floating 800 manpower. G-45 moving ahead. We got the Pack 40 opening up here. Pentagon is going to do what they can, but they ultimately have to abandon the positions there. We got the Panther flanking from the south. Furyo and Lino continue to sort of tangle about here in the south as he's losing the fuel point there again. Panther forming up, backed up by Grenadier, and the Stug hanging back in reserve here. Plus Grenadiers moving from the north, a bit depleted. T-35 moving into support, we got the Stug moving in to just shoot. There we go, gets a nice penetrating hit, going for another Panther 4 here. Another Panzerkampfwagen 4. Strafnigi out Nilden taking fire from all of the armor concentrated in the area here. 2-2's joining in the front while they go, Betching 2 in the other one. Anti-tank and crew basically torn to bits. Peels moving fit, but they expose themselves to the negative cover there versus the 2-2's. The Panther 1, even the Stug's machine guns, they're taking absolutely punishing casualties there. Almost getting wiped entirely in a matter of seconds. trying to catch up here. 2-2 is basically acting as reconnaissance and whatnot, and also flank coverage, but in the end decide not to pursue any further. Second Panzer IV, they're ready. As for Furyo, nothing further happening there. Grenadiers almost taken out there. In this case, I do spot the fuel cache then destroyed, denying it to the Soviets. And Furyo there calling in more stormtroopers to hit the southern victory point again. We got 213 versus 400. Mine's going down there. Engineers versus the Panzer IV. Grab the center victory point, and there we go. We got the second Panzer IV arriving to support the remaining armor. Panzergrenadier Pioniere moving ahead here. As Lino's fresh T for the 476 arrives, only take heavy fire there from Furyo's armoured forces and anti-tank guns. Crossfire slowly approaching the IS-2, but it's taking some time there for him to get there. Now the Serb player has yet to commit to a support company. I'm actually going for a half to get. I'm almost a full pop cap, but I kind of think I can just quickly use it to reinforce my troops to the front line or ferry troops wherever I need them. That's like the 251 half track or Mittler Schützenpanzerwagen. I could go for the 250, but that one does require to actually get some experience in there to be able to use it to reinforce. So I'm opting for the 251 half track. Panzers moving in there. Panzer IV Stugs, old counter-attacking here to force away Crossfire, but there goes calling air support. Panzer IV taking hits to Zusing with the Panzer IV. Get a big push here. Lino is also joining in here and popping Assault and Hope. A lot of my troops are getting suppressed here and forced to retreat some of them. For some reason, the Panzer goes out. I thought I had to give them the retreat order. Apparently I hadn't, or it just went through. Hard to say that either way, though they're going to get wiped. To do what they can here. There's the infantry in the aircraft. I was kind of hoping them to shoot the aircraft, but apparently not a lot of the shots went through and just basically shooting anything else. So that didn't quite pan out there for me. There you go. Veteran fleet Panzer was caught wasted. That was definitely not good. One aircraft shot down here. Second one still about. We got the 2-2s hammering away there. Coming up. The Stugs Panzer Force firing away there. And there you go. Furyo flanking in from the south here. T-34 moving in there as well. T-35 advances. Need to buy some distance here. Stug almost going down. Stug, they're getting a hit. And there you go. Panzer Force almost down. Stug kaputt. Sturmgeschütz kaputt. Need to get out of there. 2-2 down. And for some reason decided need to do a 180-degree turn, because sometimes that's how Relic's pathing works, and got knocked out. Panzer IV trying to get away 250 half of there as well, so that was a rather series of brutal casualties there for me, partly because, again, I should have pulled back there, but I decided to see if I couldn't, pull it off. I couldn't. That was a bad call there by me. No excuses there. Panzer IV takedown there, we got Patrick there from the Stormtrooper landing on the T-34-76. Flooding a lot of manpower again there, Crossfire. Got a fragmentation bomb, which equipped the Reds are calling in the Penal Troops up north here. And why would I call it in here? Because he's likely not to be paying attention. A lot of the action's happening here in the centre. In this case, they don't, but he could have done it. At which point, he's less likely to realise there's been a bombing strike called in, which case will be guaranteed a wipe. Panzer IV then being repaired. Half hanging back with the Panzergrenadiere. Also didn't lose that much of the infantry, just mostly lost pretty much anything but single Panzer IV and the half check in the vehicle department. Up north here, counterattack going with Grenadiers, Panzergrenadiere. Crossfire's really close to the TIs too. Lino there's going for another T-34-76. I'm just going for more Stugs. And Furyo here could possibly sing up here for the Tiger Ace. This is another victory point, fuel point there. Sturmgeschütz halfway done. Contact sweeping further southwards here, and there you go, another bit of air support going to the centre. This time around, I'm much swifter just retreating, partly because I don't have the force to even try and consider holding the line there. Northern victory point seized again, almost got the northern fuel point, come down to 103. So again, there's been a bit of an issue there with the search strategy, which is clearly not been focusing much on the victory points, or at least not success there. Furyo's Tiger Race is not far off. He's almost got the fuel point unnecessary, and he's roughly halfway there in terms of manpower. Almost got the T-34-76 there. Stug 3G moving up. Crossfire's really close to the IS-2. It's not, he's not trying to rebuild any of the fuel caches. Luckily for Lino there, his T-3476 managed to escape here the wrath of the Wehrmacht. Stug moving up, Pinmont machine being added, troops enforcing, healing, all that jazz. And the South Scrum team got stormtroopers trying to hide, but they're not doing a particularly good job of it. I mean, no matter how it totally doesn't work in the principle. They can't see you, you can't see them, they can't see you, and that's, I think, what the stormtroopers were hoping for. Bit childish, really. But there you go. Crossfire's got his eyes too. Joseph Stalin, heavy tank there on the way. Gonna need constant finding out here. It's Panzer IV joining its back up Furyo here. His armor is a bit on the back foot there. There you go. Managed to save the day here for Furyo in the center south. Further up north, the T-35 going in for my infantry there, forcing retreat. And we got the IS-2 here on the move for Crossfire. And the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Transforming it, got plenty of these stormtroopers coming up, backing the Pioneers up to the center victory point. Transforming, you need to get the Stroop down here to deal with the IS-2 though. Since the Panther 4 on its own, it's definitely not going to cut it. Going for another Stroop because versus an IS-2, you definitely want 2 Stroops, but in general, you kind of want 2 Stoops. Are you fighting here? Shot fired, bounced, and there you go. This time around, I'm calling in a bombing strike here in the north because, again, he's focusing everything on his intention on the IS-2 is what I figure, and there you go, instant wipe. So that's a little trick there. That's a little trick there. If they're sort of fighting in a one-big fight somewhere and you see them sort of trying to grab a point offhand and you got some artillery call in, and you could try and do it quickly, you might have a good chance of getting a wipe there. T-35 there, doing some heavy damage. Panther 4 holding off the infantry stormtroopers as well. Stroop trying to deal with the Russian Soviet armor. There you go, landing another hit. T-35 gaining their T2. Losing ground here in the center though, as the meat grinder of Stalin advances. Panther 4 there lands an absolutely devastating hit in the midst of all the Peel Troopers punishing their Crossfire for blobbing them up. 2nd Stroop arriving. Stroop and Panther 4 misses in the south here. Furyo launches a counterattack here to reclaim the western fields. And he's got the stormtroopers still hunting about here by the southern victory point. This time actually camouflage, but again we'll have to see that, you know. Get the ambush to go off properly. Then Decisive versus the advancing conscripts. T-34 moving up as well. IS-2 moving in. Target weak point there laid up. Could get a hit off in the IS-2. Roughly misses the conscripts by a small mark. IS-2 there stand up, but no way to really pursue it or punish it at the moment. Mine's being laid down to defend for any push through there and also defend the victory point there. Panther moving in there. Almost sets off the mine, but doesn't quite land a hit that sets it off. And there guys, 2 charging in right from the double Stooks. 1 Panther in hit there, 1 misses the T-35. Grenadiers moving up, he might try and Panzerfaust. Panther 4 down. There you go, Panzerfaust on the IS-2. Grenadiers moving in there, more Panzerfaust there from Furyo. No armor though nearby to meet the push in. Got the Pack 40 though moving in. IS-2 main gun out. T-35 there threatening the Sturmgeschütz. Shots bouncing off the IS-2 as though they're just small rocks. There you go, Pack taking out. T-35 there flanking, but there you go, taking out the Panzerfaust and Panzershake fire. Air support. Oh, that was actually a bombing run they called in. Didn't do too much damage there. T-35 down. IS-2 down. Heavy loss there to the Soviets. Panther 4 knocked out there. And there you go, you can finally call in the Tiger Ace if he so desires. I'm not just going to go for more Stoogs. Also, I need that half-track repaired. In this case, I'm able to move up here quickly to overwhelm the other infantry squad there, and that way just gain superiority and get another wipe there on Crossfire. It's only, you know, paying itself off since I can quickly just regain here and slow down the bleed they've begun against us. T-34 in there. Panther 4 destroyed again. Katrusha on the way for Lino, quite more artillery support here versus the fascists. There you go, half-track. Doubling back to the base as the other infantry is going to move on foot from here. And there going the south. Tiger Ace charges 40, catching the conscripts there out in the open. We just hit them. Not much of an ace so far. There you go, nasty hit there. Conscripts almost wiped out there. Storms from in there to cover the path. They could even try and pop tactical advantage, maybe increase the chance of getting out. There you go, does pop it. Bit late to the party though. Up north, a big push here. I'm going to need more infantry to deal with that, or a flak panzer. Maybe a panzer 4. Bit of quiet here as the north is being gobbled up again by the Red Army. In the south, conscripts hanging about there behind some trees, some bushes. German Infantry is southwards there to reclaim the victory point there. Tigers moves it back down here by the Sturmgeschütz. Need to be careful not to extend though. Almost got the T-3476 there. Can't pursue with the Stoop due to the pressure on the pack forward there. Storms to the flank up behind the units. In fact, he's moved all of his infantry towards the centre. Again, abandon the north, leaving much easier to counter attack. And there you go. The Tiger is in a bit of trouble. They should pop the Blitzkrieg, but he might be, in fact, be a bit too late for that. And there you go. Anti-tank charges off. 2 of them, in fact, on the Tiger Ace. Doing heavy damage there to Furyo's Tiger Ace. I know infantry support nearby since my infantry is occupying the north. I'm rushing it southwards here to assist, but it does look like the Tiger Ace is a total write-off. Defense of Deutschland. Pack 4 landing a nice hit there on the T-3476. Tiger Ace there, very low on health. Stoop trending about here, gaining off a hit on T-3476. Now the Stug on the way there. Almost got the T-3476, almost got it. Infantry tank from the north here. Setting up to flank behind further, and there you go, popping assault and hold to increase the lethality of the infantry flank there. Stug charging forward, Pack 4 they're getting flank, Panzers they're gaining ace level, and of course with the assault and hold means they actually I mean, they could just toast on an infantry unit or an anti-tank gun, as you can see there, in a matter of seconds. Comes they caught out in the pre-basketball as well. Again, notice how the panzer grenadiers are very much just shredding them. It's a nice little combination there. Assault and hold and ace panzer grenadiers. Even better if I had a support package, and then could you target the unit there with a marked target ability that probably could have killed them even faster. So I mean, assault and hold is a bit of an overlook ability, but I do think it is one that's actually really good as they are marked. Certainly it is one of the better features of the doctrine, besides the stormtroopers, the half-track and everything else really. Pums almost taken out here. Panzer sweeping back, 23 kills. Now the T-3476 on the way there for Lino with more conscripts they form as well. He's going for a lot of conscripts really. Furyo reclaiming the south here with some grenadiers. We come down to 70. Grenadier advancing. A swift counterattack there for Deutschland. And more stormtroopers for Furyo. But more MP4s on the way, of course. Stormtroopers moving ahead there. Halfway to the ace level. Healing reinforcement. Half tech good to go as well. Now the T-34 here for Crossfire. In the south, German Infantry in the defense. We got stormtroopers hiding out. There you go, popping panzers inside the half track ever steadily. Air support called in the center again. 32 points left. T-34 homing awesome on the way there. Up here we got the stormtroopers dealing with the advancing Pums that try to go for the point instead getting hosed here. Now ace level. Almost wiping that in fact. Close but not quite. In the center, T-35 charges forward. But it's got a welcome committee of 2 Stugs. Welcome to bid it hello in German with a 75mm cannon. T-35 bolts taking heavy damage from the double Sturmgeschütz. There we go, Vetsy 2 added. 10 points left, 5 points left. Bombing run called in here. Osman arriving. And there you go, GG, game over. A brutal fight right here on Vaux Farmlands with a lot of casualties on both sides and certainly a very rough start at the Wehrmacht, in particular for me as again I made some misplays there, partly again just due to the whole mess I had with my computer there before playing these matches. So I hope you enjoyed it though. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave you ideas for matches, some ideas, some tactics, some strategies. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies, but spread the word as far as you can. And of course, if you like what you're doing, wish to see me keep doing it, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is ImperialDane. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Bye.